week, really well, my fellow Transformer fans. Monkey here for G1 Galvatron Refurb. You're probably asking yourself, Monkey, why are you doing this? I will come out with the actual reasons more in detail of why in the second part. But in the first part, suffice to say, it's going to be, it's a labour of love, this. I've always wanted one, and now I've got one, or I will have one when I'm finished with this. It's going to be a two-parter, like I said. It's going to consist of how I'm doing it, and then the second one is going to be all about why I'm doing it, character, and the actual toy itself as a review. So we're going to go over with some of the details of the actual toy. This was a 1985-86 toy originally. Came out with Transformers the movie, and I'm sure you guys know all this. Going over this toy, I found out there's a lot of faults with it. And that's what probably a lot of you are saying, you know, wondering why I'm doing this. Yeah, it has a lot of faults, but it has its own rewards as well. And it's not a reminiscent thing. It's not like, you know, oh, back in the day. Because I never had this toy. I never had these toys. It's just something I've always wanted, and I've got now. So, Galvatron has, like I say, has a lot of faults to his design and everything, and I'll go over to some of the details of what and how. I'll also show you some tips on what you need to do if you need to break all this down and fix it all back up again. You're going to need some help, like I did off Mr. Dave Shotton. Transformers Junkheap. There's a link at the bottom. Check him out and subscribe. Thanks to Dave, I got 3 extra Junker Galvatrons to actually mix and match all these pieces to get the right one. Thanks, Dave. Like I said, I broke everything down and got the best clicks, the best parts, no cracks or anything. Just everything is the best out of these 4 toys altogether. What's left are 3 Galvatrons in various degrees of completion. None of them have the cannon, none of them have the gun, and all of them, none of the electrics work. I've got the only electric that works. But let's go into more detail of these parts and what to look out for. So here we have all the parts that I needed broken down to almost every single individual part. The only things that I didn't break down to its individual components are the thighs for Galvatron and the tracks that go on the arms. So there's a couple of things you're going to be needing to do this, or what I'm using. I'm using a Phillips screwdriver, this size. This is the regular size. A smaller one to get in the smaller nooks and crannies. Similar size but in flat. Last thing I'll be using is a craft knife, or X-Acto knife. X-Acto blade, I think Americans call it, but hey, there you go. So I use that for the stickers. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is just showing you more in detail of some of the parts and the things to look out for when you need the replacements for them. So first of all, what we're going to cover is the electrics, which consists of a circuit board, a speaker, a light, and a 9-volt battery connection. Now some of these you need to look out for is make sure that everything's still shiny. If not, try using vinegar to clean up these connection parts, and just make sure that all here is all clean. Okay, you don't want any rust on here. If there's rust, that means it's been in water and it's probably ruined. You're not going to be able to fix it. Okay, but check the connections anyway. Get yourself a 9-volt battery, plug it in, see if it works. So how this works is, this is the Hasbro version, so it has 3 settings on the circuit board to give 3 different sounds. It has 2 metal parts here. These are to be connected together, and it'll connect the circuit and make a sound. This is the front inner body of Galvatron. Comes with these little thing here. This houses the battery, and at the bottom is a metal plate, and it's this plate that connects the 2 pins together to make the connection. And it's this plate that's used by either the button on the waist or the trigger, and it lifts that plate up to connect. And we'll go into that later. The 2 things I wanted to go over with these is, when this is all together, you'll see that there's like a ridged 4-piece catch there. Hopefully you can all see that. And the crown goes on the top. But what I found is, if you put that crown on, that's it. You can't take it off without breaking it. So that's where the other 3 came in. Unfortunately, I had to break one with the 2 front there, so I can get the back, and then vice versa, because the original one was pretty toast. So this is the best I can do for it. This is the back, and on the inside is the speaker housing. Either side of the ring is a pin, a catch, and that the speaker just clicks into place. The light has a ridge on the end. Okay, it just goes in that slot there. The board has 2 notches on either side and goes into the side there, into these little slots here. That's pretty much it. All we need to do now is fit the screw into the hole in the centre, not the big one, the small one. Don't over tight, you'll crack the board and they'll be ruined. Okay, so for the arm, it consists of a few pieces. The main parts is the black piece there, the 2 dark purple pieces, and these 3 grey pieces, the small black, and then the screws going with it. It seems really complicated. There's reasons why I'm doing this. Okay, there's a theme for this toy. There's various places where you have pieces similar to this, or even smaller, that have a little notch in the middle. These are the things that make the click when you rotate joints. So as you can see there, this is for the actual arm. So when I'm rotating it out, it clicks. But there's other pieces. There's this one. There's even these tiny small ones which go in the wrist of the arm. Makes everything click. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I wanted to get everything in the right click. I wanted really good clicks on this toy. The one that I had various degrees of clickage. Some was barely there. So that's why I split everything down. So for these clicks to work, this is actually used for the track part of that track part there. And as you can see, it's placed in that position there. So this is pretty much everything set up. Everything's set up in there, but I've got to put this in here. So the way I would do it is I put everything in there, click that back into transformation, and just have it like that. In fact, it's the wrong way. So I'd have it that way. Okay, so I'll put it in there, it's all locked in, and I'll just place it on the top. And that's everything in. Remember not to tighten these too much, because you'll just crack the thread. And then the plastic's 30 years old nearly. It's needs a bit of love, guys. Needs a bit of love. Treat it with a bit of respect. Much you don't tear into the thread. Follow it. That's all the parts to it. All done. So that's one. Let's just show you these plastic pieces again. Here's a small one. Now this one you need to be careful with. If you're going to open this part, this is the part I'll show. This goes on the shoulders, over the shoulders, and it has a click piece there. Now, if you open this up, try not to get that out because it's a devil to put in unless you've got little hands or tweezers. Just a little devil to get in. So leave it as it is if you can, and then once you're ready, put it back on. We're going to do that now. Just go hand tight with these. There you go. That'll do. It stops. That'll do me. Listen to that click. So, once you've heard it, once you feel it, just go tight. Look, finger and thumb, that's all I'm doing. That's all you need. That's one arm done. Next arm. Okay, so we've done the arms and the torso is built as far as it can. Now I've got to do a couple of things, and it's a little bit fiddly. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to these pieces. Remember the little pieces I was showing you that go in corners and stuff to make the clicks? Well, this is a similar thing. And it goes in a few various places, like here in the trigger guard, or the trigger mount. And there's some in the legs. This one just goes over the shoulder like that. Okay? You need to put it so as the arm is like this, it's rectangle. It needs to be up like that when you put it in. Like that. Okay? And then this rod goes over the top. And we do the same with the other side. Now here's where it gets interesting. I've got to keep these on there. See, they're coming off now already. And mount them into the back. See these? See these slots here? That's where they mount into. And keep my sanity. Here we go. Actually, this time round, it was quite easy. I just put that one slightly in and pulled this one out a little bit till it got there. Because pushing these all the way in is not the same width as putting that in. I had to draw it out. It's just fiddly as hell. Once you've got it, it's all good. We then feed this piece into the slot there where my finger is coming through. Okay, that's all done now. Now, everything else is pretty much easy. The reason why I'm showing you this in a bit more detail is because, like I said about before, this ridge catch, it works by basically the crown goes over the top and locks everything in. So once you get over those 4 quarters, they open up and then they're not going to come out again. So that means you can't open this housing up and anything. So you make sure that all the electrics work. So everything works fine. So now, point of no return. Done. Committed. That's it now. Can't take that off without breaking it. Likewise, on this end, it also goes over. Now, you see this here? You'll probably see a stress mark. That's because I've broken it. I've had to break both ends so I could take the belt off, basically. It's hooked in there, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're not going to be able to save anything out of that. Which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world because everything fits in right and it all goes on and it's all good. It's all done now. And that's pretty much the torso done. We'll put the outer stuff on later on. But that's the detail of it. Everything else is pretty much straightforward. There is one more piece I just want to talk to you about. Or a couple of pieces I want to talk to you out of interest. First thing I want to talk about is this. This is the trigger. It is the worst piece in this whole thing. It is so badly designed and so badly made. It's just really, really bad. The way this is held, it's orientated, is like this. So the gun is like that. It's on a pivot. You pull the trigger. This hits the plate does the connection, makes the sound. This is the spring. This tiny piece of plastic is the spring. And that is supposed to spring back. If you ever find one of these, honestly, I had found 2 in here. I showed Carol how this swings, and all I did was that, and this part broke off. This is the only one out of all 4 of them where it's complete. I'm going to put this in the toy, but I am not going to pull that trigger. There is no way in hell that I'm going to pull that trigger, because it'll just break this. So, if you ever find one, put it in your toy, but do not pull the trigger. Do not let any kids near it. They will kill it. I don't know what they were thinking about making these. Just fucking stupid. No. So bad. Second thing, going over this, I found a couple of things. There's only a couple of pieces that are chrome on this toy. One of them is the collar, which goes on the outer body torso, which slides up over the head for the toy, for the gun and cannon mode. And as you can see, this was the best one out of all of them, which isn't much to say really, unfortunately. It's supposed to be as shiny as that. You can see that, but it's gone dull and worn out. Hey, what I have found though is Galvatron has worn out knees on every single one of them. Some of them are completely black. He's a dirty little boy, so he is. He's always at it on his knees. So these are the best set. So the chrome and that trigger is really everything I need to tell you. This part here, the waist, or the crotch part with the button, press it and it should do the same thing that trigger does. Use this as your primary button. Do not pull the trigger, please. So that is everything. Everything I need to go over. One more thing. I took all this to pieces and I put it in some warm soapy water and I scrubbed every inch of it just to take off any residue of the old glue from the old stickers, because they were ruined. There was nothing left of them. So it's all rescued, all looking good. And to go into detail with the actual stickers, these are from Repro Labels. There's a lot of us YouTubers in the Transformers community that use this because we swear by them. They're really, really good. I think it's like $3 for postage, and then this cost me, I think it was $5 or $6. That's it. So they get posted through. You tend to pick up a couple on the way. So yeah. So I'll be applying these onto them. They're much more vibrant. Also, with this one in particular, it gives you some, in a lot of these G1 stuff and other things, it gives you alternate stickers. So you can have this part here that goes over the chest here, or you can just use that sticker there to put on the chest and have it more cartoon, comic accurate, if you will. Also, this purple piece here, you can use that to go over the crown to give it, you can't see the outlining, but it's the crown shape. You can use that to go over the crown, which I think is really cool. So, I think that is everything. I will go over the parts themselves and the clickiness and all the doohickeys on the next video. But that's everything to show you on this toy interior. If you have any questions on the best way, on any tricks, what I found, if you're not sure, guys, message me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on the YouTube Transformers YouTube community page. Message me there if you want. You can just put a comment in this video here. If you're not sure about something, don't do it. Give me a shout. I've broken 4 up and built them together again. I know how it works now. Okay, so just give us a shout if you need it. So that's the first part. All the detail Tune in next time. I'll go on to the second part where I talk about more detail why I'm doing this, the background of the character, and the review of the toy. So until then, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. Be good now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.